Hello, we are live, Marvel.com live from San Diego Comic-Con 2015. I'm sorry, this is the first time I've had to do this intro since we got here. We are coming to you sponsored by Marvel Future Fight by Netmarble. And I am Marvel.com Aaron Marc Strom, and we are joined by
Scott Porter,
who we just announced you are voicing Scarlet Spider in Marvel's Ultimate Spider-Man vs. the Sinister Six.
Yeah.
How's that going?
You know what, first of all, I'm glad I can finally talk about it. I don't know who all they announced that's in the cast, but it is an incredible cast, and it's the first time recording that particular show is the first time that I've ever done group recordings where I stand, usually I go into a booth, I record by myself. This time I go into a room and there's about 8 to 10 of us on microphone, all performing the script at the same time. It feels almost like a radio play as we're performing it. So it's really cool, man.
So how long have you guys been doing this now then? Because I know that we actually record these things way ahead of time.
Yeah, I started recording for Spidey in February.
Wow.
So yeah, we've been at it, and I'm in 12 episodes.
Okay.
And then hoping there might be more. Teaser.
Wink, wink. Jeff Loeb, Harrison Wilcox. So what can you tell us about Scarlet Spider in this series?
You know what, man? It's the first time I get to kind of go. He's the badass of the group. He's kind of the Wolverine, for lack of a better analogy, right? And he is, and to hear my voice normally, I would have, you would never think that I get to have fun and voice somebody like that. But I do a lot of late night video game sessions, and I imitate a lot of the video game leads.
Yeah.
Like Marcus Phoenix from Gears of War, and it came in handy because I walked in and they were like, well, we need him lower and raspier. Wait, no, even lower and raspier. He can't sound like anyone. And so Scarlet Spider ends up being like, my name's Scarlet Spider. You don't understand. You don't know where I'm from. And he's just like, it's this really cool kind of character. And so it's one of the first times that I go in to a booth and I do not sound like myself at all. And it's a blast.
Right, because I remember last time you did some voice work for us was on the X-Men anime.
Yeah. Where
you were Cyclops.
Yeah.
And that was I imagine, a very different experience, just coming in and sort of dubbing over the already animated mouth flaps.
Yeah, so it's so interesting when you talk about voiceover. There's so many different ways that it's done. You can do it to animation. You can do it as an overdub for an animation that was done in a different language, where you have to match the actual lip flaps. Or you could do it from scratch, not knowing what any of the artwork is going to look like, and just start laying down lines, and then they'll build the artwork around it.
Right.
Or in video games, it's you get some concept art, and you just have to say all of these static lines where you're trying to get the player to do something. So there's so many varied ways to do voiceover, but this one I think is my favorite because it really is like a live performance, like a radio play every time I'm in there. I'm in there with Matt Lanter and with Drake Bell and Arlen Escarpeta and some of the...
we didn't announce Drake Bell.
Oh, you didn't?
Yeah, no.
You didn't? He's only been doing it for...
No, I'm just kidding.
How many years?
I'm just kidding. He's only been Spider-Man for 3 seasons.
He's only been
now.
Spider-Man for so many years. Yeah, he's back. We're just announcing Drake Bell is back, folks. Congratulations.
So now, you're not only voicing the characters, but I know you're also a huge comics fan, huge HeroClix guy.
Yeah.
What are you reading these days?
You know what, man? I just had a kid. I have a 7-week-old kid.
That's no excuse.
So
that's no what?
I've been reading him Scotty Young's Rocket Raccoon.
Nice.
So I have a couple of the trades for that. And
you have to get him early.
Yeah, and you know what? It's like, you're thinking, well, a cutesy character, but he's 7 weeks old. He doesn't understand anything, and as I'm reading him Rocket Raccoon, I'm like, this might be one of the filthier Marvel books, actually. There's a lot of F-bombs in here, and a lot of kill, 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 die, die, die. That's going to be like his first words. Kill, kill, kill. I'm going to be like, oh, God, what did I do to my son? But yeah, it's so I've been reading that for him, and I don't do digital and I don't do individual issues anymore because I have a man cave and I have these wonderful bookshelves and I want to fill them with trades. So I wait until the trades come out. So I'm a little bit behind. Haven't read Secret War yet. I haven't gotten there yet.
Makes sense.
But as far as the HeroClix stuff goes, I'm way ahead. There's a new Nick Fury and the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. set that comes out in in August.
Yeah, I just saw those on the floor over here.
Yeah, well, I got to do an unboxing about a month ago,
nice.
And I'm editing that down. So I do the unboxing. I did one for the Deadpool set, and then I did one for the Avengers Assemble set. and I just did one for Nick Fury and the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It's really, really, really a cool set. There's like over 80 pieces, and you can build a Hulkbuster, which is, yeah, they have individual pieces of a Hulkbuster. They give you, like, there's 2 legs, a torso, 2 arms, and a head, and then there's a base. And so you collect them over time.
And you build it yourself.
You build it yourself, and then once you get all the pieces, he's like this uber powerful piece that you can use in the game. So
that's incredible.
Yeah, and all the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. that were on television, that are now in the S.H.I.E.L.D. comic, which I have been keeping up with. So May and Ward and Coulson, and they're all in the set. Fitz and Simmons, they're all in the set. Sky as well, who is also Daisy Johnson, who is also Quake, which makes my head hurt. But yeah, it's a really, really cool set. So sometimes even when I can't get to the books, I end up learning exactly what's going on in the Marvel Universe through HeroClix and through all the other nerdy stuff that I love that has to do with Marvel.
Very nice. You know, your story about reading Rocket Raccoon to your son, I just want to let you know that you're not alone in that, because my sister recently had a kid, and it was like right before Daredevil came out. And I was asking my mom, like, oh, have you watched Daredevil yet? And she's like, oh, yeah. Me and Bryce, my nephew, watched the first 3 episodes last night. I'm like, Mom, that's not something you show to, like, a 3-week-old baby. Like, his first words are just going to be, like, his first action is going to be, like, smashing someone's head in with a car door. I'm like, God, no, don't do that.
3 weeks old. He has no clue what's going on in this world. My son's 7 weeks old. Has really no clue. He's just starting to kind of, you know, get a deeper sense of sight, right? Because babies at that age can only see between 8 and 12 inches, really. They can only focus on those things. So as long as you're not like putting him right up into the violence and being like, this is what you will be.
Wilson Fisk is your role model.
Yeah, but the cool thing with Scotty Young's Rocket is it's just so colorful, and he has such a unique style. And so when I do read it to my son will sit on my chest, and I'll be sitting there and I'll put him right here, and he'll just kind of be looking down, and I'll just have the book there, and the colors catch his eye, and he'll just stare and try and figure out what he's looking at, you know. And it's so cool to see him, even at this young of an age, like really intrigued by what's going on in the funny books.
Sky's doing, do you know about the book that Sky's doing for Secret Wars?
No.
Which is, I forget what it's called. It's like giant-sized little Avengers versus X-Men or whatever.
Yes, I do.
It's adorable. When that comes on trade, you should get that.
Oh yeah, I definitely will, because those things my wife will read. She doesn't read a lot of books, but anything with baby Avengers or baby X-Men or the pets, like Lockheed and Lockjaw, and yeah, she'll read those.
Very nice. All right, well, I'm getting the motion that we got to start wrapping up. So thank you for joining us, Scott.
No, thank you for having me.
Of course, you can not see him, but hear him on Marvel's Ultimate Spider-Man versus the Sinister Six, which is coming in 2016, so next year.
It's going to be so awesome.
Until then, we will be back, or actually up next is some footage of our interview with Tom DeLonge, and until then, this is Marvel, Your Universe.